Thank you all so much for joining me for a 30-minute guided meditation. If we haven't met, my name's Holly. I know everybody here. While we get started, just find yourself in a comfortable position. You can be sitting or lying down for this meditation, either way. And as you take your time getting situated, I'll just explain what meditation is and is not, because I know it usually takes me a couple minutes just to move around and find a comfortable spot. So sometimes people think that meditation is an absence of thought, when in fact, it's more like, rather than an absence of thoughts, compassionate mind control. So when you notice your mind kind of wandering off, in some direction, you're going to just compassionately return your thoughts towards your breath. Rather than ignoring thoughts or pretending that they're not there, you're just going to watch your thoughts kind of pass by, your feelings pass by. So you're noticing what's going on in your mind and your heart and your body, but you're not like attaching or following that down a rabbit hole. There's no such thing as a good meditator or a bad meditator. There are simply people that meditate and people that do not. So for the sake of today, you're meditating, good for you. And I like my little Om Gnome here as a reminder. Sometimes we think, when we think about meditation, we think that we have to look like this guy, but actually you can look exactly as you are. Again, there's no such thing as a good or bad meditator. So, all right, find yourself in a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. And I'm now going to light a candle as a symbolic gesture that we are entering into a more intentional space. So we're being intentional with our thoughts, with our breath, with our body movement. Okay. You are welcome to close your eyes. Closing your eyes is distracting. You can keep your eyes open, but maybe do just a soft, fuzzy gaze just beyond the tip of your nose. If at any point how you're sitting becomes like unbearably distracting, like my foot usually falls asleep at some point, you're welcome to kind of shift how you're sitting. Just notice the difference between moving to get out of pain or discomfort versus moving because sitting still is uncomfortable, right? We're just gonna practice being still. Again, practice being intentional with our thoughts, with our breath, with our body movement. So as you start to settle into your meditation space, feel the weight of your body on the floor beneath you. Feel your sit bones firmly rooted into the floor. If you're lying down, maybe let your head and shoulders be heavy. If you're sitting up, sit up nice and tall. And as we start to arrive, just notice any passing thoughts, any impressions from the day so far, maybe any worries or cares, something you have to do after class, like a task, or something that happened earlier today that might have unsettled you. You can just notice those things and acknowledge them. Again, we're not thinking or not feeling, we're just noticing those things compassionately and then letting them pass. So just let those worries or cares, let them pass. And take a deep breath. Give yourself permission just to be here in your body, with your breath. Feel your body move with your breath. Notice the quality of your breathing. And we'll begin with a simple breathing exercise. You'll inhale for a count of 4 through the nose. You will then hold that inhale breath for 2, and then you'll exhale through the nose for a count of 4. So you inhale for 4, hold, and then exhale. Sitting up tall or lying still. Take an inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the inhale, 1, 2. Exhale through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the inhale, 1, 2. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. We'll continue for 2 more minutes with 4-2-4 breathing. So counting as we breathe is a really wonderful way to center the mind. It gives your mind something to focus on. When we breathe intentionally, we start to foster the mind-body connection. When your mind starts to wander, just gently return to the 4-2-4 count. If your mind is wandering, that's okay. Just compassionately return to the inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 4. Let's do one more full round of 4-2-4 breathing. Whenever you're ready, return your breath to normal, in and out through your nose. If at any point during your meditation, your mind really takes a detour, where there's something you can't let go of in your heart space, just silently tell yourself, breathing in, breathing out. Simple technique just to bring us back into the body, releasing any worries or fears. Breathing in and breathing out. Meditation is a wonderful opportunity to sit with yourself and to truly enjoy the company you keep. I read a New York Times article a few years ago. I wish I could find it. And it was about a study that was done about how we listen to others. And what the study was suggesting is that the people that we listen to the least are the people that we're closest to. So like best friends and spouses and roommates will often kind of turn our ears off when we're engaging with them. And that makes sense, right? Because somebody that you've engaged with a lot, you might think that you can predict what they're going to say or how they're going to say it. Versus with a stranger, you have to be a little bit more open to really understand what exactly it is they mean. But it's also a little cruel, right? That the people that we care about the most are the ones that we might listen to the least. And I think this is true with our relationship with ourselves as well. That sometimes we think we know ourselves well enough or our thought patterns well enough that we don't even really listen to what it is we need or what it is we're really feeling or going through. So take a few moments here and just listen to what it is that your heart is telling you. There's no right or wrong answer. Just take a moment to sit with yourself and truly hear what it is you have to say. Notice if you're trying to explain, justify, or deny what your heart is telling you. You know, sometimes we feel deep joy, even in a moment of sorrow, or we feel real anxiety, even on a day where everything is going our way. Sometimes we're so used to feeling one way that we catch ourselves off guard when it turns out, at least in this moment, that just the opposite is true. So rather than explaining or denying or making excuses for what it is your heart is telling you, just sit with yourself as you would a compassionate friend, just listening, not offering advice, just bearing witness. If a strong thought or feeling is arising that's kind of pulling you in one direction, just notice it, acknowledge it, but let it pass. So you don't need to rehash an old conversation, right? And just notice, acknowledge, let it pass. Just listening, not trying to force, not taking it upon yourself, just listening. As you start to get to know yourself a little bit better, where does this knowing feel in your body? Do you feel something in your chest or your shoulders, your brow or your knees? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Just starting to feel what it feels like in the body to really acknowledge where we are. Notice where you might be holding on to tension. And just give yourself permission to relax a little bit more. Notice also as you sit quietly, compassionately with yourself, if negative self-talk starts to creep in. Negative self-talk is not necessarily the presence of anxiety or anger or sadness. It's the judgment of that feeling. So if you're judging yourself for feeling the way you feel, if you are rehashing something that happened earlier in your life and being hard on yourself about it, let that judgment go. And just sitting with the feelings, sitting with the memories, the thoughts, anything that's popping up, but being compassionate with them, gentle, being gentle towards yourself. Looking to the evening and the next few days to come, how can you show up for yourself? What is it that you need that only you can give yourself? And again, there's no right or wrong answer. You might decide that you need to take a break, or you might decide that you need to confront that thing that you've been putting off. You might want to work on feeling joy, or just allowing yourself to feel a little cranky and being okay with that. No right or wrong answer. Looking to this evening and the next few days, the weekend, how can you show up for yourself? What do you need that only you can give yourself? As you think to how you can show up for yourself, how you can give yourself what you need, meeting your own needs, notice if any sensations arise in the body, not just what you're feeling, but locating it in the body, where you're feeling it. Again, it could be the chest or the hands or the nape of the neck. No right or wrong, just being curious. As you think towards what you'll need in the days ahead and how you can show up for yourself, pick a word, a phrase, or a mantra that will help you remember this, that you can kind of pull out of your back pocket anytime you're feeling a little frazzled or out of alignment with your needs. It can be a word like calm, it can be a phrase like I choose to be still, or it can be a mantra like let go, let go, let go. There's no right or wrong answer. Often the thing that comes to mind first is the most true. Once you've decided on a word, phrase, or mantra that you want to carry with you for the next few days, silently repeat it to yourself a few times here. Just feel what it feels like in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. Just sitting here with your word, your phrase, sitting here with your breath. Imagine that a smooth stone appears in your hand. Feel its weight, its texture, its temperature. Take a moment to imagine yourself writing on this smooth stone in your hand, that word, that phrase, that deep longing in your heart, how you'll show up for yourself, whatever that is. Take a moment to picture yourself writing that on this smooth stone. If you'd like, you can actually lift the hand that that stone is in and feel its weight. And think about closing your hands around the stone and then opening it back up. Take a moment and imagine now that this stone is a feather. Feel the weight of that feather, texture and temperature. It's really amazing what the mind can do. Just appreciating how brilliant you are. And then picture this feather turning back into a stone. You can close your hands around the stone, squeeze tight. Return your arm, your hand to a neutral position. And picture yourself placing that stone, in your pocket, maybe close to your heart, maybe by your bedside or in a purse, whatever it is. And throughout the next few days, if you find yourself getting away from your truth, from who you want to be, from your vision of your highest self, You can imagine taking this stone out again and repeating this word, phrase, or mantra. Notice where you might still be carrying tension in your body. Let it go through the exhale breath. Relax through your toes, tops of the feet. Soften the arches of your feet, heels and ankles. Relax through your calves and shins, kneecaps and backs of the knees. Release any tension from your hamstrings, quadriceps, outer thighs, inner thighs, space between the thighs. Relax your hips, your seat, and your pelvic floor. Soften through your lower abdomen and spine, upper back and middle back, side torsos, ribs, and chest. Let your shoulders be heavy. Relax your armpits and upper arms, elbows, backs of the elbows. Notice any tension you might be carrying in your forearms and let it go. Relax through your wrists, palms, knuckles, each and every fingertip. Let your hands be heavy. You can swallow if it feels good. Softening through the throat and neck spine, jaw and chin. Relax your tongue, back of the tongue, roof of the mouth, gums, each and every tooth. Relax the space between your upper lip and nose. Take a moment to appreciate the sensation of the breath coming in and out. Soften through your nose and cheeks, ears and earlobes. Relax your temples, space between the the space between the eyes. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Relax your forehead, your scalp, each and every hair follicle. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Let your hands and feet be heavy. Imagine this stone that you've written your desires, your cares, your intention on, still in your pocket. And just feel that sitting close by, carrying this intention with your breath. With every inhale, body gets a little heavier. With every exhale, spirit gets a little lighter. Breathing in and breathing out. You are welcome to stay in this meditative, intentional space for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, at the count of 3, I will invite you to open your eyes or make any other movements with your body that just tells your body that you're shifting states. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1, at which point you can open your eyes, make any movements that feel good for you, or stay just as you are. I'm now going to blow out this candle as a symbolic gesture that we're shifting states, and I am letting the very real smoke clear the air as a reminder that when we go inward, the literal space around us is transformed, as well as the inner space. Thank you all so much for joining.